All right. Check this. Oh yeah, I could also use that trick that Shay taught me.
Good morning, and yes, good morning, Shay, if you're watching. Good morning.
Yeah, she taught me this trick. See, what I do is on every stream, just to make sure that I can periodically keep track of when YouTube tries to false flag me and take down my stream. I have a YouTube window open, kind of for the same stream I'm on, and that way every now and then I can just check it real quick to see if it stopped or has an error.
No.
But the thing is, when I start a stream, I have to hit the mute button, or else I'll hear echoing. Shay taught me that you can just right-click on the tab and then select mute tab or mute site, and then it'll do it for you. So you don't have to be particular of go specifically to the mute button of the thing itself, of the video. If that makes any sense.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks for that. Yeah, it does.
Thanks, Shay. Thanks for helping us out, Shay.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Well, welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Harvey. We've got a very special guest today. We've got the Skits Team. And
woo! Good morning!
You guys are a hoot. You want to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Michael. I am the creator, writer, illustrator for Skits. And this?
I'm Karshina. Hello out there. I'm the editor and co-writing for Skits. And yes, we're a husband and wife team, and we are the Skits Team. Dun, dun, dun.
You guys are like the perfect couple. you guys definitely are a great match. So,
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And sorry, we're having just a slight delay, so we apologize already.
No,
the weather is kicking our butts.
Out of curiosity, where are you guys based? Are you in the States? Are you in UK, Australia?
No, we're in the States. We're in the South.
Yeah, deep South.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
We're not so deep.
Wow. Because I'm used to experiencing delays with the UK on every now and again, but I'm not used to having delays in the within the US.
Well, we live out in the boondocks and the sticks on a farm, so we got not the best internet. They don't run internet cable out where we live. We got to go like cellular and stuff like that. So
satellite, GPS, the other big brother watching.
Yeah, there's not a lot of cables that come our way.
Understood. That makes sense. So how did the two of you let's see. How did the two of you even start on this path to eventually going into comics, of all things?
Well, I've always been a big fan of comics, and so is she. My first comic book was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #2, the original series, the black and white. I actually bought that right off the rack, and ever since then, I've been hooked on them. And I think she even has a similar story when she was young, too.
Yeah, my cousins, I'm an only child, and being a female only child, I grew up with all my guy cousins, and I had obviously female cousins too, but like all my guy cousins had like the cool stuff, as a young kid, and it was Heavy Metal was one of my first comic books that I actually got introduced to. And then, of course, I went to, X-Men and, all the big ones, Spider-Man, Batman, all that good stuff. I had my Garbage Pail Kids Had all kinds of eclectic.
Yeah. I started around Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well. When they had the magazine format.
Yeah. The original series was fantastic. The black and whites, they were great. Even the first Archie comics weren't all that bad. I actually kind of enjoyed them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my sister actually used to collect Archie comics and I think Wendy the Witch.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And those kinds of comics, and I would read them too, and they were pretty entertaining. So I never knocked them.
Yeah.
They were fun.
It's
man.
Archie, that's like classic, tried and true. Veronica, Betty, Jughead.
Yeah.
I watch, even to this day, I watch Archie's Weird Mysteries, the cartoon back in the day.
Oh my God! Really?
I love that cartoon, and it's just the Archie comics, just in cartoon form, but the Weird Mysteries, because I love horror, and so it's perfect. So yeah,
that stuff is kind of like the Hardy Boys or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit of a tangent, but have you been watching I think it's on Netflix. It's Riverdale. It's basically based on Archie comics, but it's like a teen, young adult.
Yeah, I know about it. It's like the teen version of like Vampire Diaries and Charmed. I mean, it's based off of the Archie's Weird Mysteries because it's like, oh, there's a wolf and there's this, and it's like, I didn't venture into it because I was like, oh, like, what is that movie? Not Another Teen Movie. I was like, oh my God, not another teen series. But I actually heard it was actually pretty good. Like, I mean, it actually had some, WB merit to it, so.
Yeah, I've never watched it. I don't care to even try.
Yeah.
And then they're doing something similar with Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
They have her on Netflix. Yeah. She's like already 4 seasons in, and I was like, watch the cartoons and like watch the other stuff, and it's just like the movies, but it's totally different because I know myself, if I start watching like the updated, for the new teen generation version, I'll be like, that's not right. Her little cat wasn't like this, and I'll be like, I just can't pull myself to look at something that far-fetched or different, So.
Yeah, the newest series, from what I've read and seen in like YouTube video reviews, is taking a very satanic turn, which is kind of bizarre.
Yes.
Which I'm not big on.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. And a lot of, I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name? Did you say Kashina?
No, sound it out one more time. So read it exactly how it says. So sound it out.
He's
like, I can't.
Wait a minute, I don't have your name in front of me.
That's okay. It's Karshina.
Oh, Karshina.
Yes, Karshina. Yes.
All right, Karshina.
But thank you for trying. It is Tuesday. I'm not a carnita, so that's good. No carnita Tuesdays. No taco Tuesdays. I thank you.
I said Kashina, so I missed the R.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So Karshina.
There you go. Perfect.
Easy.
It becomes easy. It really is.
Yeah, and you were talking about heavy metal. Yeah, I was checking those books out as well. The artwork in those were so cool.
Yeah.
And soon thereafter, I actually got into things like some of the mainstream stuff, but more on the campier side, like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold.
Yeah.
And but then every now and then they do these little gimmicks where they do a 4-issue miniseries like Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also collected the Transformers and GI Joe, and was into that kind of stuff at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I first got into it, I was just like, okay, I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're cool. I like the characters. And then I kind of crossed over into Spider-Man because I always liked Spider-Man when I was a kid because I liked that TV show from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man was awesome. He's probably one of my favorite characters. But I just couldn't, after Todd McFarlane left Spider-Man, I just really couldn't follow it too much. I mean, I liked Eric Larson's Spider-Man a little bit, but as not too long after that, they started making Spider-Man younger, you know? They started making him younger and younger. Like, when I was reading it, he was married, you know, and all this other stuff, and then he became like a teenager in high school, and I was just like, oh, all right, you know, I'm done with this.
He's all Benjamin Button.
Yeah, you know, so...
It's reversed.
I was into Marvel Comics for probably about 2 or 3 years, and that was about it, to be perfectly honest with you. I just couldn't, I don't like it never seemed to go anywhere, you know, and in some cases like Spider-Man, it was going backwards. So I started following artists mainly. Some of the artists that I really liked from that time period was you know, Kent Williams, who did a cover for us, Dave McKean, Ashley Wood, John J. Muth. You know, those were the people that I was liking from that time. But the artists that I really, really got into was people even earlier than that, like Frank Frazetta, Jeff Jones.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Michael Kaluta, Bernie Wrightson. You know, people who were doing like the horror magazine type stuff, you know, creepy, eerie, Vampirella back in the 60s and 70s. That was the stuff that I really gravitated towards. I really liked the painter, illustrator type look of their stuff.
Then you must like Alex Ross.
He's a little too slick for me. I definitely appreciate his work, but he's very, very slick and like professional. Yeah, it's like corporate illustration is what it looks like.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Along those lines, gotcha.
Yeah, but it's beautiful work. I mean, he does amazing stuff. I got his art books over on the shelf. So.
Oh man, yeah. Cool. Let me see something. All right, good. We're still live.
Yay!
Yeah, every little thing is a win. So,
it is.
So did the two of you actually bond over comics? Is that how you guys met, or
No.
explain that further? Like, were the two of you? Did the two of you happen to be in the same comic book shop at the same time, and then you like gazed across the room, and you locked eyes, and
All right, Wizzy. No, we met in LA actually, and
Really?
and when I was living out there, he was out there. You know, we just bonded over. I'm sorry.
Los Angeles or LA?
Yeah, SoCal. Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah, SoCal. And so when we met, you know, we started, you know, of course, the process, you know, you talk about your interests, what you like. I'm already in the entertainment industry. He was an artist. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then like when I saw his stuff, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Why aren't you famous already? You know, you're awesome. I was working for Disney at the time in Burbank in the corporate office. And when we were, you know, getting together or dating, I was like, hey, I've got some contacts. I know that you're working really hard. Let me see if I can get some of your stuff in some of the local shops. You know, I talked to them and showed them some of your, you know, the work. And they were like, yeah, like bring, you know, if he has any copies, you know, send them over. So we actually were able to get some of his first Skits copies into some of the local shops.
Oh, wow.
To me, that was like cool that it's even at a shop that, you know, you don't really just go into a shop and be like, hey, buy my book or sell my book.
Well,
you know, they just go no.
But back then, you know, there wasn't this was in 09, so there was no Indiegogo, no Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Twitter had just started, and basically it's like the only way you could sell your books is to get on some art forums and try and get people interested, you know, some comic book forums. And nothing was really going on back then, like what you can do now with independent comics. And I wasn't interested in going to like Image or any of those places to try and sell it, because I had already worked for Todd McFarlane, so I knew what the game was over at Image.
The process.
Yeah, it's like $2,500 you got to pay every month to have your book put out, and it's like, so basically if you do a monthly book, you know, they're getting paid like 24 grand from you off the top before you even make any money. So, and you got to pay for your printing and everything, so it's pointless. You know?
I didn't have that many contacts. I only had a contact to get to a local shop.
so yeah, it was, you know, the main thing that really got interested, you know, that got us together initially was that, you know, we were into like the same types of music and entertainment, stuff like that. And then she also liked comics and I like comics. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it wasn't exactly the way I described it then.
No.
Well, I will say it was love at first sight, because I saw his beautiful blue eyes and his dark hair, and I was like, ooh, and you're cool.
My hair.
It was then.
It was then, I
Thank
guess.
you.
Yeah, but
Yes.
my hair's kind of.
We were talking about then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always cool to find a fellow nerd.
Yeah.
Nerdy we be. Yes. Nerdy we be. And it's just always awesome just to be able to talk to someone that you can like, oh, hey, I've got, you know, a shoot tomorrow on set for 14 hours. And he's like, well, I'm also going to be sketching for 14 hours. So it's not like someone doesn't know the process of what you do for your craft or your art. It's a little bit different, but it's still in the same vein of, hey, I got something I want to do. And so years later, we got back to, years later we parted and we came back and, you know, and he was like, hey, I've got this comic book still for Skits. And I was like, I remember Skits. Let's go full on. You know, we've got the platforms now. And
we basically went full on the day after we got married. So
So Skits was actually your honeymoon, huh?
Basically.
Well, we haven't had a honeymoon yet because we were putting it off for a little while, and then this whole virus thing happened, and now it's like.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying Skits is the honeymoon.
It wasn't. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's cool. So is this to say that this whole Skits story, the 3 books that we have here, were they all already created like 11 years ago?
Well, I'll go through this for you. So 20 years ago, I was actually working at a TV station, and that's how all this stuff started. I was working the midnight to 8 a.m. shift.
Oh, wow.
And my days just started to kind of do one of those meld things where you're not sleeping properly, you're walking around in a daze. And then every day I started having these sequential dreams where, like, at the end of one day it would end, and then the next day it would start up right where the day before ended. So for 2 months I was doing these sequential dreams, and it was just like craziness. So I started documenting them. I was doing drawings based on it because I just graduated from art school. So bam, 20 years later, I've been working on it for 20 years, just playing around with the concepts, doing drawings, paintings based on it. But 20 years later, now we're actually putting it into a book.
So are you the type of dreamer who, once you wake up, you're pretty good at remembering what happened and the sequence of it, and you can put it down to paper easily? Or
yeah, well, I mean, when you have really vibrant dreams, like I didn't get much sleep last night because I was on a stream until 3 o'clock in the morning, and last night's dream is still really fresh in my head, but I think it's because I didn't get a lot of sleep. Whenever you don't get a lot of sleep, for me anyway, I remember the entire dream. It's very vivid.
Wow.
So,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
I have a tendency whenever I dream to, be there in the moment while I'm dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon after I wake up, then it quickly disappears.
Yeah, that's why they always ask people
most
to do like a sketch, or not a sketchbook, but like a dream
Journal.
journal or something of that
you
nature.
gotta
Just
write
to write
it
it
down
down
immediately. If you don't write it down immediately, most times you'll forget.
Even if it's just a wisp of, oh my God, there was a girl, or like some ghost, or at least write that down, like some words, so that way you can recall to the action. I've been an insomniac throughout college and throughout when I was a kid, and I'm getting better and sleeping now, and I can drop on a dime, so high functioning. High functioning, but yeah, I used to do that in college, and we used to do like the dream journals, and it's very, very vivid what you can recall. And of course, like most people, I had a lot of reoccurring dreams, and I had dreams that would occur, like 3 months later, or and something else like 3 years later, but it's the same dream, and it stopped, and then whatever event at that time in my life, and I would, for some reason, recall that dream and then continue the dream on. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and myself, I've always been a lucid dreamer, so I'm able to control my dreams. I know I'm dreaming. I can wake myself up out of my dreams anytime I want. That's something that I don't think most people really are. So, I mean, I guess that's just something I've always had. Even when I was a kid, I was able to do that. So,
sometimes when I'm dreaming, I feel as though I have a little bit of control. But a lot of the times it's more like I'm a third person observer. So, as though I'm watching a horror movie, something's going down.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at the TV screen saying, "Don't go in that room." Yet I can't always control myself from going into that room.
Yeah, exactly. But it's fun. I mean, and this is why Skits, the Sun Book 1, our book, is so awesome, because everyone dreams, whether you remember it or not. It's for everyone. Our book is for everyone, all ages. So, and it's just really nice to look at someone's dream. Now, the mental state of the dream is always different, schizophrenia, or skits, short theater skits, and then you never know whose dream you're entering, right? You never know whose reality. Like, is it your dream I'm entering? And how do I know that's not my reality? So it's always that flow of differences, but it's fun. It's a great book.
Oh yeah, sure. And along the same lines of writing a dream journal, some people have suggested having at your, having on your nightstand, like either a tape recorder, or you could even use your phone to record your voice, so you could just describe what happened, like you said, and have another means of documenting what happened in your dream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes for great entertainment. And like I said, being a filmmaker, an actor, if I can, do more movies about his dream, or even my own dreams. I mean, how awesome with those horror movies, those action films, all kinds of movies, come from, our dreams. People don't think, oh, can I turn this into something? It's like, absolutely you can. That's the creative part of you,
Yep.
Yeah, totally. So let's go ahead and play this intro video here.
Woohoo! Thank you. to our First Films Productions. We work with that company a lot to do a lot of our films and stuff. And Michael did the music to that. So, you know, it's like all in-house stuff. And so we're excited. Yeah.
First Films Productions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was gonna say that's I think that's a well done intro movie.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I like the transitions. I like the music, and you know, it gave you the gist of what the story was, and it gave you some facts. You know, the different covers, the 3 different stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what it is. It's like our elevator pitch. When you go on shows or when you talk to people about your comic, you want to be ready, be quick, give them the elevator pitch. And if you have something entertaining to watch, you don't want to make it, you know, all this 3-minute drag out. Like, oh, when is it going to get to the? You know, you want something quick, easy, ready to look at. So.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely. So you got the. Is it Michael Siegenthaler? Siegenthaler.
Yeah.
Okay. Kent Williams and Patrick Reynolds. Those are the cover artists for these books? All right.
Yeah. So I'm Michael Siegenthaler. That's mine. And then there's Kent Williams, who's like a legend in the comic book industry. And he hasn't actually done anything in years, so we're kind of bringing him back. And then Patrick Reynolds, he does a lot of work for Dark Horse, working on the Magnolia verse, working on the Mask, Aliens. I mean, he's done a bunch of stuff over there. He's a really good artist. I've been following him and buying his art for years.
Mm-hmm. If you click on the little small pictures underneath the video, they can show the individual covers as well. And of course, when we scroll through as well, we'll see them too. So, yeah, there's Kent Williams, which is awesome. We love that.
He's an amazing illustrator, painter.
Remind me again the kind of work that Kent Williams has done.
He did some Batman series stuff. He did Wolverine and Havoc.
The Crow.
He did the Crow comics.
All right.
He did the Fountain, the trade paperback for the Fountain, the Darren Aronofsky film.
Okay.
You know, he's done just a ton of just side stuff. He's never really done like monthly books.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Right on.
He's always that guy that you hire that's really expensive that makes everything look cool. So there you go.
He's that guy, but he's really cool and it's really awesome.
Real nice guy, man. It's great.
Michael had a list, short list of people when we were doing this, and we're trying to promote, going on shows, and people are always asking questions, but mum's the word. We're selling the sizzle, about skits, and he had a list, and he was like, hey, do you think we can? I was like, of course we can. Let me just, email or contact or find a way. And sure enough, the moment I emailed and he came back, I was like, yeah, here you go. Sure. I would love to. I mean, he gave Michael a great compliment. Like, he really loved the story and his artwork. And so Michael was just like, oh, you were the number one on my list. Thank you so much. Same thing with Patrick, which is a little on
actually the number ones on my list that have died and gone. People who I'd really like to have working on it, but of the living people, he was like top of the list.
So when he found that out, he's like, really, really. You have dead people ahead of me.
He's like, okay, Frazetta, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it hard to get him to come on board? I mean,
she had emailed him a few times, and then one day he just emailed us back. He's like, hey man, I'd be interested in doing this, and we're like, great. He was like, here's my phone number, just give me a call.
Yeah, I mean, these people are busy, and he's got his own galleries that he's doing and shows. So it just came at the right time when I emailed him.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, and then we gave him the pitch. We gave him the whole spiel. We sent him like our PDF of our of our what do you call it,
the script.
well, the scripts, you know, but no, we
Concept
like our
art.
concept art,
Yeah.
and he really enjoyed it. He was like, yeah, you know, it's something that awakened in him that was like, yeah, this looks cool, you know,
Yeah.
and it's really awesome. Same thing with Patrick. We emailed him, and just at the right time, he got back to us, you know, and he was like, yeah, sure. Told him about it. He was like, oh my God, this sounds awesome. And he went to SCAD.
Yeah, both
We're,
Patrick and I were both alumni from Savannah College of Art and Design. He was a few years after me, but I mean, it was really cool. It's funny because like one of his main teachers was a guy that I actually went to school with. I was like, oh yeah, Paul, I know him. You know, we were buddies. We were going to school together, and then he became his teacher. So
yeah,
it was awesome.
so they're a bunch of great guys. So people should go check them out. Patrick is on Twitter, which is at Patrick_Reynolds, and then of course Kent Williams is there too, but he does it more mainly on Instagram.
He's on Instagram mainly. Kent Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Cool.
They both are, but yeah, Patrick does tweet.
Yeah, he does.
Gotcha. So, Michael, do you predominantly work in traditional media like paints, watercolors?
I do a little bit of everything. I mean, my background is Renaissance style painting and sculpture. That's what I was trained in when I was in junior high and high school. And so I really like the hands-on type feel. I like my book to have a certain like realistic look, you know, and this is why I actually chose these, you know, wanted to work with these artists for the covers because they are very much in that vein as well. So I like to do my thumbnails in the computer, and then what I'll do is I'll blow it out onto a piece of paper, I'll project it, and then I'll do all my drawing, my inks, and some painting on the actual page. Wow. And then I'll bring it into the computer and finish up all the colors in the computer. So, and I'm actually on this book, I'm doing 3 different art styles, a la like Dave McKean was doing in the 80s and 90s with his books. I'm doing like just pencils and colors, and then I'm doing inks and colors, and then I'm doing concept art style where it's all painted in the computer, you know, like just computer painting. So I just wanted to do that because those were the books that really influenced me when I was coming up as a kid. So I was just like, if I'm gonna make a book, I want it to be something that I'm interested in, so I can keep being excited about it. So that's why I chose to do it that way.
And when you're talking about projecting, are you talking about using like what is it called, a white box, or?
No, I actually project the image with a projector. Like I use a little projector and project it right on the piece of paper and just trace it.
Oh, right.
An actual projector.
Yeah, an actual projector. I just hook it up to the computer and bang, right on the wall, and there you go.
Okay. Christina, you work for Disney. I think you said you work in corporate. What kind of, I mean, are you also an artist?
Well, yeah, I'm a working actress, filmmaker, producer, you know, the whole spiel, director. Yeah, I worked in marketing for the El Capitan Theater in LA, the historic theater. So that's what I used to do at my time at Disney, and work with the studios, and, you know, work with a lot of the celebrity artists, you know, the celebrities that would come and walk the red carpet and stuff like that, like Pirates of the Caribbean at the time, or, you know, those type of movies, and, you know, bring people into the El Capitan theater. So that's what I did for Disney. And of course, you know, it had its perks, you know, and it had some of its pitfalls. You know, it's like, oh man, I work for Disney. How do I become a Disney Mouseketeer? Like, how do I, you know, jump into it? But, you know, I had a really wonderful time working with them. And I even had some auditions for some of the movies. I remember I auditioned for the Muppets that they were doing, and I didn't get the part, but I was up for one of the roles, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe. So I got off of work at my office, and I just like walked across the street, you know, to the studio, and I was like, hey, I'm here. Like, so it's a fun experience to, you know, have that and, you know, meet all these exciting people. But yeah, as a working actress, you know, being in film and TV on IMDb, I'm literally the only one on IMDb, so you can totally find Karshina there.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
and then, yeah, thank you. And then I have both my directing credits and producing credits, as well as my acting credits. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
up there, and it's been fun. So
what, when you're talking about having auditioned for the Muppets, are you talking about Muppets Take Manhattan or one of the newer ones?
no, one of the newest ones. I think the one that came out like when was it? 2012 or 2011? Like the latest one that had came out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember when it was. I just remember going to the audition.
I don't remember too many of the movies either. I mean, the only one that I ever remember were the ones that were done like in the 70s and 80s.
Like
yeah.
Treasure Island or like,
Oh.
you know.
Yeah, Treasure Island was actually really good. I watched that. I was working at the movie theater in high school when that one came out. It was fun.
Yeah.
I liked that one. That one had what's his name from? Anyway, it don't
Somebody.
matter. Yeah, it's
Somebody.
From
that
somebody.
guy's name who was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
You mean Raul Julia?
No, not Rocky.
No, he's the main Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, he ain't. Not
I
Rocky.
didn't even realize Raul Julia was in there.
Oh, not Raul Julia. Sorry, I'm thinking the Addams Family. Mr. Sweet Transvestite. Yes.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Jeez, man. I'm like Raw Julia, like Tim
Sorry.
Curry.
I'm thinking of the other dark person. So sorry.
Oh, that was a great movie. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that was a tangent that didn't need to happen.
It was done in 2011, just called The Muppets. It had Amy Adams, Jason Segel,
right.
and Chris Cooper. So
Okay.
that's the one that I auditioned to. Yeah. But it was fun. It was cool, and just to be in that process, it is a business.
Just so
know?
people know out there, whenever you're in like a regular blue collar actor, it's like you go to about 200 or 300 auditions and you might get one part. You know what I mean? So you audition for a ton of stuff constantly. It's a grind. You know, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people really know. They just like, oh my God, I got to audition. I'm going to get a part. Like, nah. And, you know, it's like you audition daily if you can.
Yeah, keep on trucking. But sometimes, you know, there are those mythical unicorns that you walk in and look at Brandon Routh. I mean, he was working at the bowling alley on Hollywood and Vine and Lucky Strike. And then, you know, his agent finally called him and they were like, you want to be Superman? I mean, after they went through like all the A-list people, his agent got him into an audition and he became Superman. I mean, after he was working at Lucky Strike. So it's just like,
my gosh, wow.
those are the mythical unicorns where it does happen.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I mean, I've had similar stories too, where, I mean, they're co-starring roles or they're roles where, you know, you do the job, and what people understand is like, yeah, you're paid for it, but then people go, let me see your name in the credits. It's like, sometimes you get edited out, you know, but you got paid, or sometimes you get uncredited because of like union rules or something happening with the studio, but you worked on that movie and, you know, you've got great experiences with it, you know, but you're not like the main star, but like, you worked on it.
Like I worked on a video game, Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2. I did I did all the drawings for the user interface, all those illustrations, and I wasn't the normal guy, or actually it's a woman who was normally working on those, but she was out because she was pregnant and they just needed someone to fill in. Mm-hmm. So they hired me for that, but because I was just a fill-in, I never got my names in the credits or anything. You know, I got all the drawings I did, you know, it was like 200-300 little drawings this big, you know. but my name was never in the credits.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Were all those little drawings at that scale, or did you do them on larger?
I did them double scale at 300 DPI, but then they were half sized and at probably around 100 DPI when they're actually in the video game, maybe even less. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to. The closest I ever got to acting was participating in the cattle call.
Yeah.
There was one locally, and me and my family heard about it, and we thought, hey, we got nothing better to do. Let's not head on over and see if anything happens. And it was basically like us in a group, along with like 3 or 4 other people, all coming into the room at the same time.
Yeah.
They ask you like the same question or something, and ask you to talk.
Yeah.
But it was very short. It was a long wait to get in, and then it was a very short moment in there, and then anyone they're not interested in, they ask to leave.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's all who you know. It's all if you've been there. I mean, everyone has done, the background walking where, you're just walking background. You see where the camera is and you're trying to be like, ooh, do you see me? Do you see me? Like, if this was the main star, you're like, trying to get some FaceTime,
But then you realize that they had like a really strong depth of field on the camera, and you were just a blur in the background anyway, so it didn't matter. You're like all trying to be like, and you're just a blur.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's good times. My entertainment, my production company, which is Verse Films, we do a lot of horror films, and yes, we don't let our minorities die because that's the running joke. That's on my Twitter handle. I say I'm the black girl who doesn't die in a horror film. That's right. I will not die the first 5 minutes. Thank you.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say she'll die in the last 5 minutes.
Last 5. It's fine, but not the first 5. No, I make it to the sequel. Trust, I'm that final girl. I'll make it to the sequel. That's a strong contract.
So not only do you produce your own movies, you also star in them, or you co-star in them?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's the Spike Lee philosophy, right? It's like if they're not calling you this week, what's stopping you from doing it yourself? Grab your camera. We got these great new phones, whether iPhone, Android, whatever. Start shooting something yourself. Learn editing like in Premiere Pro or After Effects. Do something cool, because these are what people, even YouTube with our Skits comic channel, it's like these are the things that Hollywood is wishing to have, and then like people have their own new original stories. There's so many remakes and redos.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sequels. But Skits, we're like, well, we're original, and that's what people are missing these days, is something original. So to have 3 books, 3 variant covers, and 3 variant storylines, no one is doing that.
Absolutely no one is. Most people out there are telling you, hey, here's our book and here's a bunch of different covers for you to buy. And it's like, I've never been interested in that. I just want the book. I don't care about the different covers and stuff like that. So I was like, well, if I'm going to be making this, what can I do to make other people like myself actually buy this? And I said, well, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll give them variant covers with variant stories. I mean, how cool is that? You get different interior storylines and stuff. So it's like, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's like just spend an extra, maybe a month doing a bunch of new pages and a bunch of different panels, and give people, different stuff to actually look at, and give them a reason to buy different books. And then also, we're going to put it in a nice little belly band, a Skits band, and it's going to be signed and numbered. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, this is cool stuff,
Yes, and we want to publicly say thank you, WyzGyz.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You were one of our backers, so we really
you.
Appreciate that. I know you saw us when we were on Shay's show,
Oh,
and you have put in there in the comments, you're like, I'll get the 3-book journey, and then we saw it pop up. We were like, Wheezy, what up?
Yeah, I mean, this project threw me for a loop because I wasn't sure what to make of it because I hadn't seen anything like it. And like you said, this is something really special and unique because you've got 3 variant stories. You could treat each of them independently as a standalone story and follow it through the end, but to further enhance the experience, you should follow the other 2 storylines as well and see to get a deeper understanding, I guess.
You're hired. You're marketing. You're hired.
Perfect.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it was thanks to you guys going on Shay's stream, and breaking it down some more and further going a little deeper into it and the explanation of it all that helped me finally make the decision to back the book. So that
Thank
was
you
definitely
so much.
important. The other thing I liked was
Yeah.
when you guys joined the stream, it was during like a power outage in your area or something like that, but
Yeah.
you couldn't use the computer, so you guys didn't let that stop you. You hopped into a car and streamed off your phone, and
Yeah.
you
We're
didn't,
mobile.
you didn't let obstacles keep you down, and that was admirable. And you followed through with your obligation to your plans to be on Shay's stream. So that means a lot too.
Well,
it shows character.
Yeah, I mean, if you have something that's scheduled where you're sitting there saying, "Hey, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do X." People expect you to show up. If we schedule a show with someone and they say they're going to be there, we expect them to be there. It's just like going to a job interview. If you don't show up, you're not going to get the job. If you don't show up and pitch your product, you're not going to get any sales.
And if you don't show up, you ain't going to get a check. So.
I mean, we had telephone poles down out here. The wires were laying in the road and stuff like that. So we were just like, okay, let's hop in the car. We're sitting in the parking lot at a Food Lion, just doing it from there. So
yeah, and we understand life gets in the way, if people don't, but we do try our best and our hardest. And it's like, hey, I know people want to see us, but we'll avatar our way through an interview if we have to, It's like, just to make sure that we are giving people a quality product. And so we hope that came across as we're going to do everything in our power, to get a great product in the hand of the reader, because we know we would like the same, thing, do unto others as you have them do unto you. I want a great product.
Yeah.
I would love to hear a story of, this creator going through, heck and high water just to make sure that people, get their product to them. To me, that's a lot. You spent your money on us. We're going to spend our time to make sure that you're happy. That's just customer service too. So.
Yeah, definitely. Verse Films Productions, welcome.
Oh,
that's our boss. Thanks
hey guys, how are you?
Welcome. Thanks for coming on. Not that you'd have any questions knowing all about this by now, but ask any questions in chat. Welcome everyone who's here, and definitely back this book. And the other thing that I'm really jazzed about is you guys are so full of energy. You're like a shot of adrenaline, and it's really cool. And
thank you.
Let's check out this video.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that if we're not going to be excited about a book, why would you be excited?
Right.
You have to.
Yeah, man, you gotta live it. You gotta live it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. So let's play this video here.
Hey guys, we're the Skits comic team.
I'm Michael, creator and illustrator of Skits.
And I'm Karshina, editor and co-writer of Skits. And this is the final countdown. The final countdown.
Are you tired of buying multiple copies of the same book just for a different cover?
We are too! That's right, guys. We have solved that problem. Skits the Sun Book 1 will have 3 books
3 variant covers.
and 3 storylines, all for one completed journey.
It'll be wrapped and bundled, signed and numbered specifically for you, and it's going to be awesome.
Can afford all 3? That's fine. Each book reads as a completed story.
However, for those ultra fans out there, you can get the 3 books, the 3 covers, the 3 different storylines, all for one price, signed and numbered in a special edition just for you.
That's right, guys. This is the final countdown. So make sure that you back us as soon as you can. We'll be launching soon. And when we do, we want to see you on day 1. Bye.
That was
Oh man, I don't remember.
just when you thought the final countdown was over.
I was terrible at that. We actually wrote that stuff down so we could, say it and be in sync.
Yeah.
A little script. And I can't remember lines for nothing. It's just not my bag. I'm not good at it, So it's like I'm always looking off to the side trying to read. I'm like, oh gosh, what am I supposed to say?
I'm trying to help him so well.
Yeah, she's just like, all right, I memorized all of it. And then I kept screwing up. I screwed up like 3, 4, 5 times in a row. And then it got to the point to where I was screwing her up. I was doing mine right, and then I was screwing her up because she had already done it so many times. I was like, I don't know.
But we got the song right.
Yeah, we got it
You were
right.
doing it on purpose just to trip her up.
That's what it was. That's what it really was.
I wish.
But no,
In reality, he memorized the entire script from the first couple minutes.
he did. I think he did.
No.
Well, you memorized your name. That's
No,
part of the
actually,
script.
it took me like 3 times just to get my name
That
right.
is true, actually.
My name and my title right. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
I looked at him and I said, "Who are you?" You're like, "I'm my." Oh, yeah, I'm the creator. You're the creator and illustrator. He's like, "Oh, right." No, it's fun though. It's just fun, and we put those videos out there, like on our Skits YouTube channel. We have my show, Come Get Some, as well as Come Get Some Live. And he has a Skits Funhouse. He's doing skits in the AM or whenever he can every week. And he's actually sharing his pages with everyone because we want people to be immersed with us. We don't want people to go, oh, I got my book. Yay, I waited for a year. We want you to actually follow the journey. You know?
That's the worst thing, like to actually put out one of these books and to be out there trying to pimp it and then you just disappear. It's like we're going to keep going, as much as we can, several times a week, showing the artwork, showing the process on the channel, all that sort of stuff.
You got it, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, Death Metal Hero.
Death Metal!
Welcome, Death Metal Hero. He says, "Lol, thanks. Now the final countdown is going to be stuck in my head all day."
Yes.
Verse is asking, did we get Rickrolled?
You did, my peoples. You did.
Oh man. So, Michael, are you doing all the interiors?
Yeah, I'm doing everything except for those 2 covers right there by them 2 variant artists. Everything else is all me. Yep.
Wow, that's impressive.
Thanks.
Oh man, I just love this work. It's vibrant. They talk about how you want every image to tell a story, and this is certainly doing that.
Well, my background is illustration, really. That's what I went to college for, was illustration. And then with illustration, you got to tell a story with one image. With sequential art, you're actually telling a story through many images. But myself, it's like I was trained to tell a story with one image. So I treat every image like that, where it's like, what's the big story here? So I try and put that through as much as possible on every page and every panel.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Is did you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I was actually clearing my throat, but I was
Oh.
gonna say, yeah, there's actual boot and chair. They're actual characters
Yep.
in the book. So on Michael's cover, we have Skits, of course, identified with the straight jacket and the scrubs. You have Hattie Mae, which is the one with the little bombs. She's also on the cover with the Kent Williams. And then we have Josephine and Psalm, and then we have MC. So those are the main team up characters on the covers.
3 characters.
Mhm.
Yeah. 5. Yep, there they all are.
There they are.
Yeah, and when you mention about the colors, that's one of the big things. It's like in my dreams, all dreams in my world are all vibrant colors. It's like it's above and beyond. So it's like that's exactly how I wanted to produce the book. I wanted it to be vibrant and exciting. So I think we've really achieved that.
Now, when this image was created, did you actually digitally import like a piece of newsprint, like newspaper, with articles in
Well,
it?
what this is well, the way that I do my coloring for this part of the book right here is it's pencils and then color. So what I do is I scan my concept art. I do like non-representational paintings where I just do process paintings. And what I do is I take those, it's a lot of collage and painting over top of it. And I take that artwork and I scan it in and I use that as the base to do all my coloring. And that's what gives it that realistic feel where it looks like, a collaged painting or something like that. So I just want it to have that feel and that look of like, oh, this is actually on a piece of paper. So there you go.
Yeah, and all these areas here that look like almost like droplets. It kind of reminds me of, when you watch a lot of the older movies at the very end. It seems like it's the end of the. Seems like it's the end of the reel, but it almost looks like it's melting or something from heat.
It's a film burn. Yeah, like a film burn, when you burn that film. Yeah, it's exactly. Yep. Death Metal says, how long do we have left in the campaign? We have 5 days left in the campaign. 5. Guys, you want to get your books now. 5 days left in the campaign because the first 2 stretch goals have been unlocked. We want to get people into that 3rd stretch goal and even beyond. So we have 5 days. 5 days left.
Yeah, man, that's coming up fast. So are you actually in your first 30 days of funding, or are you in the second 30 days of funding?
It's the first 30, yeah.
Do you plan on extending the funding, or are you going to switch to in demand after 30 days? After these remaining 5 days?
We're going to extend, definitely. We want to maximize as many sales as possible.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. You have a fixed goal of 500, and you're 2,081%.
Woo!
Did when you were coming up with the goal, did you know right off the top that you wanted to go as low as possible, or did you already have so much of the work already made that you could still fulfill even if you hit around 500?
Well, here we wanted to obviously just maximize our exposure and as many sales as possible. First off, we had so many people on our email list, so we figured just with that alone we'll be okay. And then we said, well, we also want to make sure we get to the page, so we want to have that percentage, that high percentage, so that we can make it up on the front page and that sort of thing. So we went ahead and did that. So it was just a combination of things. We're like, okay, we just need to do the best we can and just blow it out. And I already had a third of the book done when we started the campaign. So there you go.
And it's also sometimes a crapshoot I mean, everyone can say, "Oh yeah, you're great, great concept," and then on first day it's like crickets, and you're like, "Well, what happened?" You know,
I mean,
500 sometimes is a lot to come by.
You just got to roll
know?
the dice. You got to roll the dice and see what happens, man.
Yeah, it's not just to lowball everything, but it really is like, well, we're gonna put it out there, see what happens. If we make, you know, over that, great. If we just made it, that means, you know, and we're trying to steer clear of, you know, of things where it's just like, oh, do the easy route. It's like, no, it's not really easy, because there's a lot of campaigns that we learn when going on shows of people's failures as well as successes.
Yep.
As to, they thought they were going to make, you know, $1,000 or $2,000, so they set their campaign that much, and they only made the 500. So they're like, man, in hindsight, I wish I did the lower one. I could have, you know, at least got funded. You know what I mean?
We were also realistic, you know, being that this is our first time. We're like, okay, this is our first time. Not a lot of people know us. We're going to try and sell it as best we can. We got great artwork. And, you know, you just got to be humble and realize that you're not going to make a lot of money on your first go. Or, you know, maybe sometimes it will blow up, but you got to make sure that it's like, okay, I know that we might only get X amount of money. So there you go.
Right. Death Metal Hero says an image is worth 1,000 words, especially if it's presented correctly and thought through thoroughly.
Yep.
And you already answered that one. 5 days left. Yep. Sell the sizzle.
Sell the sizzle. And that's what we did. We think a lot of our great success, like mentioned before, is that we took the time, and Death Metal pointed out that we took the time to thoroughly, you know, track and go through and put together like our kit and everything, just to say, hey, what's working, what's not working, listening to people who had successes, who didn't. So that way, when we do launch, we're as prepared as we can be. We don't want to just haphazardly say, oh, we got this great idea. Love me, love me, love me. It's like, yeah, you guys are cool, but I'm not, you know, first of all, I ain't got no money. And second of all, why am I going to spend the money that I do have on something that I don't know anything about? So, you know, we try to do our best by, you know, learning the process and getting to know people. I mean, it's absolutely a must that you get to know people. Not just go on the show and be like, hey, thanks, buy my book, and then you're out. It's like, no, it's like promote other creators, promote yourself in the process, but also learn, you know, with other people. And they start going, yeah, these people are genuine. They're nice, you know, they're cool. Yeah, let's promote them, you know, and that helped us a lot.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you anticipate when the 5 days is up doing like what some people do and do like a 24 or 48 hour closeout stream?
Well, I don't think I would be able to muster that myself. I would start. I'd probably try and start first thing in the morning, and then my internet would probably give out at about 9 o'clock in the evening. So it would be pointless for me to do it.
You know, we actually haven't even thought about what we're gonna do for the last day or two. And
I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll figure out something.
That's a good question. We haven't been asked that at all. We hadn't even thought about that. Like, I know people want to probably get us on their streams.
For our first 30, I think we definitely need to, you know, be on our own channel and try and, you know, do a few hours or something like that and talk to people, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of new artwork. Maybe I'll show some of that.
Which, by the way, 1 o'clock our time, or East Coast time, we're debuting, or we're showing a video where Skits is doing a panel. Well, Michael is drawing a panel right before your eyes, and they're panels from the pages, and it's being inked, sketched, and painted. So if people want to know more, they need to follow us at 1 o'clock. So watch it.
Yeah, definitely got to catch that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and of course, you know, you can catch on the replay as well. But yeah, at 1 o'clock, we're going to do a premiere. And you're actually going to see him, you know, doing the drawings and stuff. So.
We're actually been wanting to do more of these and doing them live. But the thing that's been holding us back is we're actually moving into a new studio right now. And we're also just trying to get everything set up for that. Plus, trying to go on streams and talk to people.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you just got to kind of weave and whatnot. But I think we're definitely going to be doing a lot more in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Especially once we get into our new studio.
Sweet. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea when to do some sort of stream on your guys' channel for the first 30 days closeout. Yeah, and then maybe for the second one, either do another one on your channel if you have a big enough platform, or maybe go on to another YouTuber's platform to do it together like a team up.
Yeah. Everyone loves a team up.
Yeah, I mean, when we started the Indiegogo campaign, we actually were lucky enough to get on Dan Frega's channel.
Oh,
and that was awesome. We really appreciated him. He was really kind enough to do that. He's been really kind to us.
Yeah,
and,
thank you, Dan, so much.
Thanks a lot. Go check out Black Flag. Yeah.
Yeah, Frega boom.
Oh yeah.
Death Metal Hero says passion. You have a passion for your story and the artwork, and it shows through in the book. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Thank you, Death Metal Hero. He's been a huge promoter and supporter of ours, man.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, Death Metal Hero has been awesome. We really do appreciate him.
And we've also checked out his book as well, which is awesome too. So it helps with that.
So yeah, I mean, he's always over there on Dan Frega's channel. Death Metal Hero is so. And he's awesome, man. He's got his masks and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, so freaking cool. Let me see here. So we've got that. Let's see here. Out of curiosity, I know this is jumping ahead, but when you release the sequel, is it going to be Skits the Sun Book 2, or is it going to be Skits and then a different subtitle?
Nope, it's going to be Skits the Sun Book 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then we run into different titles after that. So there you go. But I'm not telling you what that is right now.
Of course.
But you just got an exclusive right here. We've never shared that with anyone. You just got an exclusive.
Yep.
Woo!
Woo!
Huzzah! Yeah, I should create like some kind of like really quick blurb saying WyzGyz exclusive.
Yes. Oh, WyzGyz! I didn't even think about that. I was calling you Wiz, Wheezy. It just sounded better. Wheezy, Jeezy. WyzGyz. Got it.
Lots of people call it WyzGyz.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that, but I definitely like WyzGyz. I thought that was
WyzGyz
cool.
is awesome.
Yeah, that's the way I like to say it.
Yeah. WyzGyz.
I remember it. See, that's the thing, man. It's like you gotta have a name that people remember, and I definitely remember that. WyzGyz. It's fun to say. It's just like childish. WyzGyz.
Excuse me.
Like Cheese Whiz.
Cheese Whiz.
Oh yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
I love this piece. I love like production drawings, character sketches, and things like that. And you can see the guidelines, so you keep everything lined up, and regardless of the angle. And this strap up front, you see as you rotate that it is a strap hanging up front.
Yep. Yeah, turnarounds and stuff like that is really important. I feel like a lot of comic book artists out there right now that are creating characters, they don't really pay attention to the design of the individual characters. One of the things that I do, and this is just kind of standard if you're in different types of industries, is you want to create a strong silhouette of a character. Like you want to draw your character and then just make it black and white, just positive, negative, and see if you can still tell who that character is. And each one of our characters we've done that with, where if all you saw was silhouettes of every character, you'd still know who those characters are. You know, so that they have that strong stance, that strong look. You know exactly who each and every one of them is.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, it adds to the longevity of a character.
Yeah.
Like if you see the silhouette of Batman, you know damn straight that's Batman.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, if you see like the Hulk,
Right.
odds are that's the Hulk.
Yep. And I think that's something that people just, they don't have the background to know to do that sort of thing when they're developing their characters.
I've never thought it myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what they teach you in art school. It's like, how do you know the drawing that you're going to do is going to be strong is by just turning it into a positive, negative, just a silhouette. And then you say, does it look strong just as a silhouette? If it looks strong as a silhouette, once you do all the detail inside, it's going to be even stronger. So
that's excellent advice.
Yeah.
Now, are you a creator as well?
An eventual creator. I've got 2 IPs that I've been mulling around in my head mostly for the last 30 years, and one of them is like of the comic strip variety, like Calvin and Hobbes, Peanut, Garfield.
Love them.
Love Calvin and Hobbes. Yep, I got the book series right up here on top. So.
Yeah, and then the other is traditional superhero along the lines of Peregrine.
Okay.
On Indiegogo. You know, going back to when things were fun and escapism. Part of when I stopped collecting comics was not only was it financially an issue, because I could no longer spend like $40 a week buying comics, because every book was jumping from 75 cents a copy to $1.25 to $1.50 a copy.
Yep.
But there was a trend where everything was getting super serious and everything was like trying to draw from the real world.
Yep.
And you know, they were trying to infuse politics and stuff like that, and I just started getting tired of that.
Well, so, you can blame Frank Miller for that, The Dark Knight. I mean, he's the one who started all that super serious now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so it's definitely a superhero type theme. So it's something I'm trying to put down more on paper. Get back, get back into drawing again. Because the last 17 years I've been doing IT, tech support.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Death Metal Hero says, thanks guys, you know we love you over in the Fragaboom box. Verse says, thanks for the shout out, boss. We have to run. A horror edit is calling.
Yes, they need to get to work.
Bye, thanks everyone. Yes, the silhouette must be instantly recognizable as the character. Silhouette design is kind of a lost art these days.
Yep. They still do it in video games and movies and stuff like that, but when it comes to like comics and sort of the lower tier accessibility art styles, it's like it's gone. Like they don't even pay attention to it anymore.
Yeah, it's something that it's like a duty to creators to carry on through traditions that make the art what it is in art.
Yeah.
Thanks for the. Oh yeah, you're welcome. I just made Death Metal Hero mod on my channel. Yeah, well deserved for sure. Yeah, these are freaking cool covers. I love them. Let's see here. Not only will you get 3 variant covers, but for the first time ever, you also get 3 variant stories. Yeah, right. like you said, this is the only ComicsGate project I'm aware of that has 3 variant stories.
I think it's the only comic period. Yeah, I don't know anyone else doing that. I mean, we were on a stream last night and he was talking about the new Conan books over at Marvel, and he was like, there's like 50 covers on the new Conan books, you know, the Marvel Conan. And he was just like, why would I buy any of these? And he said, if maybe some of those Conan books were like what we're doing with skits, he probably would have bought some of them.
Yeah.
You know.
It's something back to a lot of people harken us back to the choose your own adventure book type deal, and if you want to compare that to that, that's an awesome comparison because everyone remembers that. Everyone remembers those type of stories where you can, but it's not from three different perspectives. It's only from the perspective of Skits. He's just going on different paths. To get
wait,
whoa. Sorry, more exclusives.
WyzGyz exclusive. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, yeah, pretty darn cool, for sure. Faux show.
Yeah, and there's 60 plus pages for each of the books, so it's not like people say 60 pages, so is it like 20 pages a piece? It's like, no, 60 a piece.
Yeah, each one of them 60 plus pages, man. That's a lot. That's a lot for your money.
Yeah.
That's nice. Does that mean you had to come up with 3 unique scripts?
Well,
book?
I'm not going to give it away, but it's all part of the same story. Let's just put it to you that way.
It's crazy. It's crazy, Wheezy.
Absolutely love the concept of variant covers and varied interiors, and it totally fits with the story you're telling. Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy and dreams, and you don't know who's what and where's where.
Whose dream you're in.
Yeah,
so there's 45 different panels.
Yeah, basically what we did is we did 12 pages of new artwork, 45 different panels of artwork, and we spread that across the 3 books. And that's how we were able to tell the variant stories, by doing that.
Oh.
Oh.
So all right, what is the origin of these bands?
Well, what in the industry they're named belly bands. You know, you'll find them on high-end magazines, high-end art books. Sometimes you get them on regular books at Barnes & Noble or something like that. But mainly what you do is you see them on high-end art books, and they'll be signed, numbered. They have all sorts of stuff going on, and it wraps up the book real nice so it doesn't get, hurt or anything. It just keeps it all together.
So ours is going to be this one. It's signed and numbered with Michael's signature. And for those lucky ones, in the 5 days that we have left, if those lucky ones still had their email from the email list, they were able to get it. But it was a hand-drawn belly band for each book.
Yep.
And it's also signed and numbered as well. So
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And we're also thinking about mailing too, the mailing cost. It's like you want to send these books out, but also you want to send out these perks. What can either be, what can fit inside the book, what can be added, for the book without it costing, the consumer, any extras or, it's weighting it down. And, for us as well on the production side, it's just like, well, how can we send this to someone, still give them a beautiful product, but also something unique. And so, the Skits band is what we came up with. So
each book can be read as a standalone, but only the brave of heart will get all 3 and complete the journey.
There you go.
Is it?
You are the brave of heart.
Is it a play on words, or is this word misspelled? Heart.
It's a play on words. Yes.
All right. Cool. So I might have asked this earlier, but what kind of when you do your colors, is it watercolors, acrylics, oils, or digital?
There's a little bit of everything, because remember I said I scan in my artwork, my process work, where I'm doing just abstract painting and stuff like that and collage. And what I do is I scan that in and I use that as the base in Photoshop for doing my coloring. I'll use hue, saturation, and stuff like that to change the color in it, but it retains that original look of paint on paper, collage on paper. So all of that stuff is still there, but I just might have tweaked the color so that, you obviously get the colors that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Kent Williams.
Yeah, there he is. The man.
How do you spell legendary? That is cool.
Yep. And then right there you got Patrick Reynolds. That's his cover with a picture of him.
Mm-hmm.
Really super nice guy. We did an interview with him on Come Get Some Live. That's Karshina's show over on the channel.
Come get some.
And it was a really good interview. He's a real nice guy, real sweet. Y'all should go and follow him over on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Death Metal Hero says, "Oh, that's a brilliant idea, man. Never thought to do that."
Oh yeah, you got to do that, man. You got to keep it original, man. There's mine and a picture of me in the Skits outfit.
Yeah, we did that on our early YouTube channel when we were starting out. We did like another mini video introducing Skits, and people thought it was crazy and creepy. That and Skits meets Mr. Chair.
Yep.
And all that again was done with Verse Productions, and people really they were like, "Ooh, I like it. This is creepy. Who is this Skits guy?" And so now they're like, "Oh, it's nice."
Yep.
Oh man, I remember watching the video, and I was obviously creeped out.
Were you?
Awesome. Do I want to back this book? Do I really want to go down this rabbit hole?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
All right.
And that's me.
The brains behind the project.
Well, marketing, that is where everything gets done. You can do the most amazing projects, but if you don't have a way to get it out there in front of people, then it's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Yeah. This, I have to say, is one of my favorite images with the ship.
Yeah, that.
In this.
And that piece is actually not done. All I've done is just roughed it out and put a little color to it, but I still got a long ways to go on that piece. So.
That was the original black and white, like from the video that Michael was sharing around on our social. That was the black and white piece that people were like, "Oh, be still my heart. It's awesome." It's this piece. And so when he brought this to me and said, "Let's put this up," and I saw the color version, I was like, "What happened to that? But this is awesome. But this is awesome." And he's like, "I'm not done, baby. I'm not done." I'm like, "Oh,
it's like halfway done."
It's good. It's still good, So either version.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving this image on the left. The more I look at it, shadows. And I love it in its own way, but this is freaking so cool. The windmill, the ship, the water. I wonder if you'd consider making it available as a tier, maybe a digital image printed on canvas, like 24 by 36.
Well, I mean, that's something that we can always look into a little bit later, because there's going to be a lot more campaigns. But we just wanted to focus on the book and, just selling the original artwork on this campaign. It's like, you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of doing tons of extra stuff and then only selling a little bit of it,
Yeah.
So we just wanted to kind of keep it tight and keep it about the books right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a tendency to go all out. Once I see something I'm really digging, I want to see what the
No.
possibilities are.
Well, if we were like Ethan or Dan Frager or someone like that, we could do that. You know, we could put out a book, you know, like 100 of them, and they'd sell out in a few days. You know, but we're not there yet.
Not yet. Not yet. You mark our words, people. You're grabbing something good and new, and then when we do blow up, boom! You're gonna be like, "Oh, I got this. I got that first issue."
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. Now let's scroll up here. And check something out. Make sure that we're still. Yeah, we're still good. Cool.
We're still live and in action.
Yeah. Stream is still intact so far.
That's good.
Let's see. Also, intermittently, I try to promote the stream we're on.
Ding ding. Is that another sale? What is that a sale for us?
It sounds like we're at the airport.
Yeah.
We're at the airport.
It's just my darn notifications. It seems like I get a notification for every little thing.
Yeah, we turned ours off, especially if we're on Google. It just gets too much. It's
no thanks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having alerts for every Twitter message that comes across? Oh man, that would
Too
be
much.
So we got.
Too much.
Let's check out the perk. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's watch the intro video again.
Thanks. Buy it now. 5 days left to go. Buy it now. And go.
That's right.
Yeah, most definitely. Back this book. Excuse me. So, checking out the perks. We got the feature tier, and I always like to remind everybody that I thoroughly love when campaigns have a feature tier. They take advantage of that because it gives you like the best of both worlds. I mean, not the best of both worlds, but the best bang for your buck. And it also gives you the best way to experience the product. So we got the 3-book journey, and you get all 3 variant covers, all 3 variant stories, or 3-book journey, and then you get a sign it and number skits band.
Yep.
Oh, here's another question I always wanted to ask: is this spelled BAN because of Indiegogo character count restrictions, or?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which it sucks because people are like, "Are you banning skits?" It's like, no. It's just we couldn't put the D in there, and we couldn't like put it all together. I mean, I guess in hindsight, if we were to do another campaign, I guess I would put it as skits banned, all one word. You know what I mean? Like, so we can get that D in there. But just as a grammar person, I'm just like, no, it's a skits band, right? I mean, because they're two separate words, but I guess you can do anything, I guess. But
Yeah, I'm big into spelling and grammar. So that's why it rang an alarm in my head. I don't know.
oh yeah,
I don't know if they allow you to edit these things, but after it's been posted. But I guess you can.
No.
they don't.
Oh, that's sad. Because I would have replaced the and with an ampersand, and then you'd have that extra character.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then we've got.
And those are the things that we share with people, like in hindsight, because it's like you're trying to learn, and Indiegogo doesn't have the best of platforms, like a user, interface platform to put all your stuff in. When you're trying to put the pictures in, it's like, oh, we want it to be this size, and then when you do that size, they don't upload, and you're like, you told me to do it this size, like 640 by 440, and then
and then it's not that.
And then
You
it's
got to
not
figure
that,
it out for
it's-
yourself. You just got to start playing around with the size until you get it.
yeah, but if that's something minor, then it's just something minor. But it does count because you try to be like.
There's lots of stuff like that with Indiegogo that's just it's tough.
But we will say that everything that you do click on and you see is what we want people to see it and get it. So if you see 3 books, you get 3 books. If you see a skits band, you see a skits band. And unless it's on an add-on feature. The add-on is in the background where if you say you can't get all 3 books, but you just want to just get 2, you can click on Michael's cover and then add on maybe Kent's cover. And if that's all you can afford or if that's all you want, it's on the back end as well. So
them add-ons are really, really good to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of creators, especially on the first campaign, are not familiar with the add-on feature, and that will help you upsell.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And it's also something that's good because you really want to. I mean, it's good for the consumer too because that way they don't have to, make separate multiple transactions if they want a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Exactly.
Save on that shipping,
Save on the shipping. Everyone knows when you go to the grocery store, you want that piece of chocolate. They put it right there at the cash register. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we've got so we had the individual covers sold separately, 25 each. Excuse me. And then we've got the Skits Asylum sign-in, which is the artist choice of original sketch, plus you get the graphic comic book choice.
Go ahead. What we wanted to do here is I got a lot of books where I got really nice artwork drawn on the inside covers of the books, and for me it's like I'd like to pull them out and stick them up on a wall, frame them, stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just going to do mine on a really nice piece of paper, shove it on the inside. That way they have it, they can keep it in the book, or they can take it out and hang it on the wall. So that's what that is right there. Yeah. And also in the background you can do the other 2 books as an add-on, so you can get the 3-book journey with the belly band and stuff like that with no added extra shipping.
Well, run that by me again, that last part.
So what you can do on this one, it comes with a book, and you can choose whatever book you want, or what you can do is in the background, you can do an add-on of the other 2 books, so you can get the 3-book journey and for no added shipping.
Mm-hmm. Turn it into that. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
And he on this one right here, this is a sequential art page, and it's 11 by 17 or bigger, and it will either be pencils and inks, or a little bit of paint on there as well. And you get a book, or you can do the 3-book journey add-on in the background.
All right. One of the covers plus a page, 11 by 17, sequential art.
Yep. For those who want a page from the actual book, there you go. It's there for you.
Now, is this is it going to be creator choice, or are you going to like
Yeah, it's creator choice.
Artist choice, yeah.
artist choice? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then we've got reality blur.
Yep, this is where you can get drawn into the book. You can be any character you want. You just tell me what you want to be, and I'll put it in there. I'll make it happen.
Wow. Yeah, that's the beauty with doing some of your work in digital. You can like pop someone in even if the book is completed.
That's right.
Man.
So this could be you, Wheezy. That could be you. You can upgrade your order.
Have your likeness drawn as a character inside the book, mailed to you. Is this a dream or is this reality? Plus, have your likeness drawn as a character, mailed to you in Gemini Protect Rich Mailer. Send one clear photo to the Skits email provided on Indiegogo. So then we've got the orderly capture.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get captured by the insane and silent orderlies, but pick up one copy of Skits the Sun, Book 1. Illustrated cover plus receiving original splash page, artist choice. Mailed to Gemini Protected Mailer.
Yep, and there's only 5 of these bad boys right here. And again, it's pencils, ink, paint, whatever ends up coming your way, that's what you'll get. And it's 11 by 17 or larger.
So, the books themselves, they're like standard comic book dimensions.
Yep, standard comic book.
So if you wait a minute. An original splash page, isn't that 11 by 17?
Yeah, it's 11 by 17. That's the artwork. All the artwork is double size of the actual comic book. So
Okay.
you do the artwork at 11 by 17, and then you shrink it down to comic book size when you actually print it.
Right. Now, if you get this tier, for example, is the 11 by 17 going to fit in the?
No, it's
Oh, no.
The shipping's a little more expensive on these tiers, and we'll ship it out flat and really nice. So nothing will happen to it.
Yeah, it'll be separate. If you're gonna spend that much, trust me, you're gonna get a nice separate package, for your artwork, so you can hang up or you can frame.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll get the book and everything together, separately. So
So the book's going to come in a Gemini mailer, and then the artwork will be in a separate mailer.
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Another hoidy-toity mailer.
All right.
Handmade, solid as a rock mailer.
Yeah.
Handmade, made with recycled paper.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, cool. Skits set sail, and so this gives you. Let's see. Across the seas in the sky with Skits as he set sail across the. Is it chone or cone?
It's chone.
Chone. All right, it is chone. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The way it looks, and complete the journey with all 3 covers of Skits, Book 1, mailed to you in a Gemini Protected Rigid Mailer, plus receive an original double page spread, 17 by 22 inch art from the book, drawn on 100% cotton rag archival paper.
Yeah, so the way that comic book artists usually do their pages when they do a double page spread is they take 2 11 by 17 pieces of paper and they tape them together right up the middle. Now, I don't want to do that. I want a nice piece of paper, one big piece of paper. Now, the size there says 17 by 22. It's actually going to be 20 by 30 paper that this drawing or painting is actually going to be on. So it's going to be really, really special. This is something I really like right here. And plus you get that 3-book journey with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. I like the idea of having it on one big piece of paper. I mean, I don't know if you're able to see it all that well, but in my place, I collect movie posters, and I decided to go with to.
Oh yeah, I see the Lego Batman.
And I've got all the Star Wars movies. Well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the real Star Wars movies.
Let's not go there, Wheezy. You settle down.
And it's 24 by the 24 by 36 dimension of movie poster, not the larger one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can still hear you and see you. I don't remember what that was about. Oh yeah. It must have been related to making sure that we're still alive and not taken by YouTube. Grammar OCD, I feel you completely.
Yep. They're gonna be square bound.
Now, what is the difference between square bound and perfect bound?
We have perfect bound.
Yeah, square bound. Is it square bound or perfect?
No, perfect bound.
Oh, it's perfect bound. She's the boss, so listen to her.
Well, I'm just saying we wrote it. It's presented in a perfect bound comic. But we can always change that.
We can upgrade
We can always
it.
upgrade it as well.
We can do that as upgrade if we wanted to. But yeah, I'm guessing that's what we looked at. She did all the technical stuff, so if it says perfect bound, that's what it's gonna be. But I might actually upgrade it to a square bound at some point.
What is the difference?
It's just the way it's put together, and if I got something here, like we got that right there is a nice square bound. It's actually got an edge to it. That's a square bound.
Because I thought perfect bound was also that way.
It is, but it has to do with the way it's done inside, so that papers are nice and everything. But it definitely won't be a saddle stitch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, no rodeos here.
You got something against rodeos?
No, not at all.
I have something against rodeo clowns. Clowns are freaky.
I'm a clown. What are you talking
Yeah, that's
about?
freaky. I don't like clowns. Clowns are freaky.
I'm a clown. I'm actually a professional clown. So
Are you really?
I am actually. I used to do birthday parties and
we don't
business.
need to go there. We don't need to go there.
It's called Pinky. My name was Pinky the Clown because when I would do birthday parties, I would extend my pinky to kids because kids are very like, whatever. So when you give your peace offering as a pinky, they hold on to your pinky. That's why I'm Pinky the Clown, not because of the color. Please no.
That's cool. To my knowledge, square bound and perfect bound are essentially the same thing.
They essentially are, yeah. It just has to do with how it's glued and stuff on the inside.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. All right. And let's see here. So you get the double page spread on that one. Talking about getting wild here, you actually include a bloody straitjacket.
Yeah, so the way this one is right here, you get an actual straitjacket, none of that junk that you get at the Halloween store or any of that mess. Those are garbage. This is a real live, honest-to-goodness straitjacket. Skits worn style straitjacket. You can get it in small, medium, large, or extra large, fit anybody. And it comes with a card on it, a big 8-inch card that's going to dangle from it, like a sales tag. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hand-drawn, signed and numbered. There's only 5 of these. And also what you're going to get is a piece of sequential art and a 3-book journey.
Man.
So again, no one is doing that. Like out of all the campaigns, like who's giving a straitjacket with various covers and
straitjacket right here, baby.
Yeah, get crazy with us.
Yeah, that's wicked. I mean, it's a great idea. It's great. It adds to the theme of it all. My concern is getting burglarized, someone stealing my Skits books, and then using that straitjacket against me.
But you'll be the only one, right? There's only 5 in the world, so you're easily identifiable, right? Easily identified.
He's in a straitjacket. You can't miss him.
With a piece of skits art, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you sold out of this one,
So
the Ultimate Son, original cover art, guaranteed
Yeah.
one, signed and numbered, completed journey edition. What does it mean again when you say guaranteed number 1?
Well, when you do a signed and numbered series, you know, it's number 1 through, say, 100. You know, you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. You're guaranteed the number 1 of the signed and numbereds.
Oh, all right, right on.
So, yep. So they want to be number 1. So
I don't want to like put you on the spot or anything, but I did have a question here.
Uh-oh.
is this going to be another exclusive?
I don't know. I thought I heard something about, you know, after you were on Shay's stream. I thought, you know, everyone I think by now knows her to try and organize a cosplay around every book she backs.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she did a cosplay for the mask for this character in the middle.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you had plans to release a tier showing, including her cosplay mask.
We're still trying to get that all worked out and together, because the one that she did for Hattie Mae was absolutely brilliant. As a perfectionist, she wanted to, you know, redo it and, you know, put it up there. So we're gonna work out with her and try to find to put that up there.
Yeah,
so
she really wanted to redo it properly to do that tier. So, you know, if she can get around to it, then we'll get to it.
We might add that. I mean, again, we're still in talks, so we might add that for the next 30 days, so people are fresh, you know, they're new, so they can see it. You know, put that in an update. Because we wouldn't want to, well, I don't know. We never know, but I wouldn't want to put it up there now that it doesn't get sold and the tier goes down. So we'll see.
Yep.
You know, make it like shiny and new and the Shay sample. You know?
Yeah. It's as you might have gathered, I'm a big fan of Shay and her channel.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this other campaign she did. Where they had a tier for her.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
My mask, and I ended up getting that mask. So there's a possibility, depending on my budget.
So what you're saying, Wheezy, you like, hey, I'm gonna be G-Eazy and just let y'all know we get you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We get you. But we are going to be fair. Of course, we're going to be fair.
Yeah, sure. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for going over our campaign and asking us these questions. They're awesome, and you're getting exclusives. We do have to go, though, because we're going to be doing that show at 1. So we're going to be premiering it at 1. We don't want anyone to miss out.
Can you share with the audience how people can reach you?
Yeah, Michael is over at Skits Comic, of course, so that's on Twitter, so at Skits Comic. I'm at Come Get Some 2, that's come_get_some_2, as well as at Krishina J on Twitter. Find us on Instagram as well. And then today on our YouTube channel, which is at Skits Comic. So if you go to YouTube and just put Skits Comic, and we'll be there. Right there. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and join in all the fun. He's actually showing panels and pages of the actual book, so you don't want to miss it.
And that's at 1 o'clock, right? Eastern?
That's at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And do you say it's going to be on the Skits channel?
It's on the Skits channel. Yep, on the Skits
Comic. Right on YouTube.
All right. Yeah, so let's definitely do that. Everybody go ahead and go to the Skits Comic stream that's going to start at 1 o'clock, and let's all go check that out next. Thank you so very much to our special guests, Michael and Krishina.
Yes, you got it.
Perfect.
and creators of Skits, The Sun, Book 1. Freaking awesome project. Definitely back it. Let's get this soaring into the stratosphere.
Yes, 5 days left, guys. 5 days left in this campaign. So yes,
Yeah.
do it.
All right. And yeah, absolutely. Much love for Red Valkyrie. Dang straight.
Yep.
All right. Always fun hearing you guys talk about the book. Good stream. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And appreciate you. And right on. Let's close this out. We're going to end the broadcast in